we have an idea that is simple and can be part of a plane. I'm sure everyone would agree that a plane is a complex system. You have the engines, you have the aircraft systems, and then the entertainment systems as well. What we thought was we should probably make things interesting. This was all at a point of time where we landed up doing something that was not really interesting, like quite a few people would do. And yeah, we got something that was interesting, and today we are at a TED conference.
I hate doing this. A common line which we hear every day. You know, everybody hates something. You can never find a guy who says, I love this world so much that I hate nothing. You know, you can find this only in cartoons. But in reality, we hate something and we keep on doing it. Unfortunately, we too hated something in common and we changed it. Like, we changed it into something innovative. And that innovation and that change has brought us here to speak about it. Like, it's just a, no, it's not an engineering talk, so don't be freaked out or something. It's just a story of how we developed our idea. And so, okay, the story goes back when I was studying high school. You know, in high school, you know, I was a notorious kid or something like that. And one day I got kicked out of the class for not answering a question. You know, it was really embarrassing for me that getting kicked out before, there was only one beautiful girl in the class and getting kicked out before her was really embarrassing. Okay, and I said to the teacher, it was a class about generators, a device that produces electricity. I guess most of you know that. You know, I got kicked out, and that was the day I said to my teacher that one day I'm going to change this generator and I'm going to change it with my concept so that I can replace generator with my new thing so that I won't be kicked out for the rest of my life. So later, I joined the B school in aerospace engineering. I read everything with passion, right from the easy to a complex one. And this day, it was again a day about generators in class, generators in aeroplanes. That was the day I noticed planes too have generators. Okay, again I got kicked out. But this time, I wasn't alone. There was 4 more students who were already kicked out for the same reason. Okay, I joined them. They too hated the generators. But we had that intention and we had that curiosity to replace generator. The reason we tried to replace it, not because we kicked out. Like, it has some more complex parts and, you know, that's why. So we try to replace it with something easy to understand, easy to do, so that no student get kicked out in the future. So this will be our story of how we developed our idea from the beginning till here, and hope it doesn't have integrations and Kutta-Jakowski theorems. It will be just simple. Okay.
So we have a gang now. And hello everyone, we are the group of aerospace engineers, but those who hate generators in aircraft. We don't hate it only because we were kicked out, because there are many reasons behind it. Simply, it was complicated, hence it is difficult to understand. So we finally ended up in removing the generator entirely from our life, completely. So we decided to try and make a system that could do whatever the generator does. Many doubted whether we will do it because of the thing that we are not yet graduated. But we didn't get demotivated. So I believed in what Thiruvalluvar and Steve Jobs said. In Thirukkural there is a line, Muyarchi Thiruvinai. It means efforts do pay off. We all know about the story of Thomas Alva Edison, who invented the bulb at the 1000th time. But he didn't fail 999 times because he learned how not to do the bulb 999 times. And what Steve Jobs said was, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the one who can do. So we are crazy in removing the generator, and these guys inspire us to change what we hated. And we really did it.
Generators are complex and we wanted to remove it from aircraft. We didn't want to study it in our 5th semester. We decided to remove it. We need a simple system to produce electricity. Why so much complex? Okay, what are the what are the ways to produce electricity? Electromagnetic induction, the same thing generates, so don't. Electrochemistry, we are bad in chemistry, so we didn't touch that. Solar cells, it's very costly and less efficient. So then what? Finally we got thermoelectric generators. Thermoelectric, heard somewhere. Yeah, we have studied in our high school. Thermoelectric generators basically work under Seebeck principle. It's nothing but when one side of the metal is hot and other side is cold, electricity is produced. Yes, this is what we were searching, a simple system to produce electricity. Usually aircraft engine releases a lot of heat into atmosphere. We thought, why can't we convert this heat into electricity? Let's utilize this heat purposefully. So what we did, we placed this thermoelectric generator over this engine exhaust nozzle. So we thought, okay, we were very happy. Something we achieved. Yeah, it's over. We made a simple system. But is it an invention this much simple? One of us raised a question. Why none has done this yet? Yes, why? There's a problem. Usually, thermoelectric generator uses bismuth telluride to produce power. But the problem is it can withstand only 100 to 200 degrees Celsius. But what about engine exhaust? It's up to 850 degrees Celsius. We thought it's not possible. Let's stop. At that time, one of my professors said that make a last try after every failure. Yeah, we can make one more try. We decided to try again and again. We searched for a material which can withstand high temperature. We searched for not only for minutes and hours, we searched for days and months. After a few months, one of my teammates came with an answer that we can use a composite material which can withstand 850 degrees Celsius.
And yes, we have the material now, and we also have the heat. So almost all part of our work has been done. But then one raised a question, what about the coolant? Yes, we actually needed a coolant for the Seebeck module to cool the Seebeck module. We began searching in the surroundings and everywhere. We even tried with the refrigeration system which my mom uses and the liquid coolant oil which my dad uses for his car. Nothing seemed to work out. And then after a long search, we realized that we didn't have the solution anywhere outside, but we already had it with us. What did we do for the production of electricity? We made it a module having one side hot and the other side cold, and we got the electricity. Why not we reverse this process? And we did so. By giving electricity, we got a module with a hot side and a cold side. And so we use that cold side as the coolant for the Seebeck module. Sometimes or most of the times people would say to think out of box for finding solutions, but sometimes it's good to stay inside the box too, like us.
All of this actually works, but then when your plane's flying, of course. I'm pretty sure everyone would agree if I say there's not much heat when the plane's landed and it's taxiing towards the gates. So our next challenge lied in actually making the system work throughout the whole time. And then one of us thought maybe something that could hold heat and then later release it so as to be able to use it the whole time. After having looked up for anything that could possibly do it, we landed up with this different class of materials called the phase changing materials. It did exactly what we needed. That's what we needed. Heat being absorbed and then later released. So now you actually have a complete system that works throughout, right from the beginning to the end.
So now we have the Seebeck module for producing electricity and the Peltier module for cooling the Seebeck and the PCM which can be used to supply heat when the plane is on ground. So our system is complete, and the next time we'll be on plane, we'll take a man. We don't like generators, take it. So as he said, hard work really pays off.
Flying has been man's dream for a long time. He has made that come true through his invention. Flight and engine designs have come through the age, but the amount of energy wasted still exists, and so the loss of money.
A lot of energy is wasted through jet exhaust, so why not use it up? This is where we step in. Our idea of thermo exhaust generator does the job.
The thermo exhaust generator is basically a thermocouple that produces electricity when there is a temperature gradients across the thermocouple. This is based on the principle of Seebeck effect. We place the thermocouple in the nozzle. We apply heat from the nozzle for the hot body and place the coal body on the other end.
So how do you get the coal body? For that, we are going to use a set of thermoelectric cooler which uses the principle of Peltier effect. On current being passed, one end gets cooled, another end gets heated up. So we are going to use the cold end for the Seebeck module.
So what about the heat produced by the Peltier module? We let them into the bypass air which is flowing through. When compared to the existing power generating systems, TEG is much lighter, simple and has no moving parts and so less maintenance. So we made it simple, didn't we?
So what happens when the plane is on ground? No heat, so no electricity. But we have a solution. We use PCM, phase changing materials. Phase changing materials tend to reduce the use of a ground power unit. So the phase changing material is placed between the nozzle and the Seebeck module. So it absorbs heat from the nozzle and passes it to the Seebeck module when the engine is turned off.
The point of PCM is to store energy for later use. This way we reduce the running time of ground power unit. That brings us a huge saving in running cost. As for TEG, we use up waste energy to supply power. So that basically is a saving on business side. The sound out of exhaust is due to the amount of heat released. Here we end up by reducing sound by absorbing the heat. Now that is something no one saw coming.
So, as I said before, we hated generators, and I think we tried to insert a new concept, like in order to remove generators and place a new concept that is easy. Like now, we call this concept a thermo exhaust generator. Like since it is placed in the exhaust nozzle of the engine, it's called thermo exhaust generator. Some of the specific advantages which we found out from our system was that, like, it could produce 90 kilowatt, enough for a plane to make an entire trip. And when in case of emergencies, like suppose if one of the engine fails in the plane, what happens? Like the previous generator, it's directly attached to the engine and it stops working. But our thermo exhaust generator just takes the heat from the engine and converts it into electricity. So our thermo exhaust generator will work even if the engine fails. The next thing was that if we place this entire thing in the engine nozzle, we found out that it could reduce sound up to 0.5 to 2% entirely. So generators follow fixed rules. Like we could replace something which follows fixed rules. Like since we hated it, we replaced it. So what happens? Like if you hate one of your annoying boyfriend or a girlfriend, can you change her or him? I don't think so. Thank you.